Every day, we're excited to see what's in store for us tomorrow. Practice it with your family. Taekwondo brings happiness.
Held its first debate over the weekend.
The economy is expected to expand 2.5% this year.
Boosting Korea's ties with its global partners on the sidelines of the Status UN summit.
It's a massive drone attack on Ukraine overnight on Monday and Tuesday.
Arirang.
안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to a brand new week on the Culture Wave. I'm Kwon So-ah in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects and stay up to date with K-entertainment, K-festivals, K-education, K-everything. And joining me today is our co-host Walter Lee. Hello, Walter.
Hello, Soa, and hello to our viewers at home. Walter Lee here to co-host alongside Soa and give you your daily dose of K-Enter News.
And we're going to kick off with that daily dose of K-Enter News with you, Walter. And this could be a hint to our viewers. Our first and second story, there is no other choice than to talk about K-pop demon hunters.
Yes, that is true. Golden from Netflix's K-pop Demon Hunters has made history once again on the UK official singles chart Top 100. The latest chart released on Friday local time shows that Golden has stayed at #1 and now has spent a total of 8 weeks at the top, with 7 of those weeks coming consecutively. Now, the official charts reported that Golden has matched the record for fictional animated groups. Now, that record was actually set by the Archies. This was a long time ago for a lot of the Gen Z, maybe younger people. A fictional animated American rock and roll band, and they had a super hit, a very, very popular hit, I know, in the 1969s called Sugar Sugar, Honey Honey, Do 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 Do, which also spent 8 weeks at #1. Now, Golden alongside Soda Pop, which lands at #5, Your Idol at #6, gives the original soundtrack 3 tracks in the top 10. Meanwhile, in the US, K-pop Demon Hunters' original soundtrack album remained at number 2 for the second consecutive week on the Billboard 200, the main albums chart. Now, the album now has spent 14 consecutive weeks on the chart and has ranked either 2 or above, being number 1, for a total of 10 weeks.
Well, that was an unexpected singing and dance move,
I love that
Walter.
song. That's why.
But now, let's move on to the movie I've been hinting on before, and that's been attracting lots of visitors over the weekend too, right?
It has indeed. So director Park Chan-wook's latest film, No Other Choice, has dominated the box office for 5 straight days, already surpassing that 1 million viewer milestone. Now, by Sunday, the film attracted more than 240,000 viewers across 1,785 screens nationwide, holding firmly at number 1 on Monday. Its cumulative audience count climbed past 1.07 million. Now, this marks Park Chan-wook's first film in 3 years following decision to leave. Now, No Other Choice has been creating a lot of buzz even before its domestic release, receiving praise from world-renowned festivals such as Venice Film Festival, the Toronto International Film Festival, and was the opening film at the Busan International Film Festival as well.
Well, I'm going to save this one for the Chuseok holidays.
Yes.
But the next series that we're going to talk about, this is something that I actually already watched, and it's received a lot of praise. And I think I'd have to say for its creativity and the fun factor, right?
Yes, let me explain it a little bit more. So according to the International Emmy Awards website, Netflix's Chicken Nugget, or Dak Hangjong, has been nominated in the comedy category for the 53rd International Emmy Awards. Now, one of the most prestigious global television honors presented in the United States. Now, this is starring Ru Sung-rong and An Jae-hong. The series tells the story of a father's frantic efforts to rescue his daughter. Sounds okay for now, right? But this is after she inexplicably transforms into a chicken nugget. So the series is adapted from the popular webtoon of the same name. Now, if you're wondering when the winners will be notified, that is around November 24th in New York. Now, Korea is no stranger. In 2022, KBS 2 TV's The King's Affection, or Yeonmo, became the first Korean drama ever to take home an international Emmy. So fingers crossed for chicken nuggets.
I think this is a very pleasant surprise, but I'm really happy to have this series on that list because it is hilarious.
Yes, it is indeed.
And thank you very much, Walter, for those updates, and stick around.
Will do.
And now we turn to our AI anchor, Ari, for more on the culture front. Ari, take it away.
Hello and welcome to your AI guide to the latest cultural updates from Korea. Here's our top story. Starting today, Chinese tourist groups can visit South Korea without a visa. Groups of 3 or more tourists arranged through domestic or overseas travel agencies are eligible for up to 15 days of visa-free travel, with the policy set to expire in June next year. Jeju Island will continue to allow both individual and group travelers to stay visa-free for up to 30 days as before. The travel and retail sectors are bracing for a surge, with the government projecting the policy could attract more than 1 million additional Chinese visitors. The Seoul city government has suspended operation of the newly launched Hanggang bus until the end of October, shifting to trial runs without passengers aboard. Officials explained the measure is aimed at improving performance and ensuring long-term safety. The Hanggang bus, Korea's first eco-friendly river bus, opened services on September 18, but minor technical and electrical glitches have since been reported. In just 10 days of operation, the service drew about 25,000 passengers. Those who purchase commuter passes will get a refund, with further information available on pay.kimoney.co.kr and through government text alerts. Korean professional baseball has set a historic milestone, surpassing 12 million spectators in a single season for the first time in its 44-year history. Saturday's games in Jamsil, Daejeon, and Gwangju drew a combined 55,700 fans, lifting the 2025 season's total attendance to nearly 12.02 million. The record, unmatched by any sport in Korea, comes amid a fierce late-season race for playoff spots. Sellouts have also reached unprecedented levels, with 321 games, or around 46% of all games played so far, already exceeding last year's record. That's all from me. Stay tuned to the Culture Wave.
Every year in fall, Seoul district, that's the very district our Arirang TV station is located, turns into a festive mood. The annual Seoripul Festival has returned again this year, but bigger and better, with an emphasis on music. Its aim is to provide a wide range of musical and arts performances for its visitors to promote the district. Our news features reporter An Sung-jin was there over the weekend.
Seoul is the music. This is the slogan for this year's Seoripul Festival, the signature culture and arts celebration of Seoul's Seoul district. As it celebrates its 10th anniversary, the festival has been rebranded as the Seoripul Music Festival, with the district pledging to put an emphasis on the rhythms of joy.
This fall, one of Seoul's busiest boulevards, Pampodero, has been transformed into a vibrant stage by bringing music and various performances onto the streets.
From classical concerts to traditional Korean performances, the festival offers a wide range of harmonious ensembles for visitors to enjoy.
Marking its 10th anniversary, the festival now adds music to its name to highlight its expanded focus. The festival showcases a full spectrum of music for its visitors.
But the highlight of the festival is the 2,600 square meter sketchbook. The 900-meter stretch of the busy Pampodero Road was closed off so that visitors could use color chalk to draw on the streets, transforming the city into a grand stage.
Everything here is so much fun, and I am very excited to be here. My favorite parts are the largest sketchbook and diverse musical performances. I hope this festival continues.
And Arirang TV also set up a booth to share its dedication for K-pop.
Alongside Arirang TV, which we have a long history with, we wanted to open this collaboration booth to contribute to society.
The annual music festival, which was held over the weekend, attracted some 250,000 visitors in another successful artistic celebration for the district. An Sung-jin, Arirang News.
Beneath the skies of Shinla, a humble subject writes this letter to thee, who shall live upon this land in a time yet to come. In the village where I dwell, there stands a grand rounded tower of stone known as Cheomseongdae. It was built by our sovereign, Queen Seondeok. The tower was built with 27 layers of stone, for she was the 27th ruler of Silla. Perhaps her heart was reflected in its design. Through the window set in the middle, sunlight would enter, and the changing of the seasons could be guessed by its light. When night fell, a sky watcher would climb to the top to observe the stars and record the movements of the heavens above. Guided by the stars, we sowed and reaped our crops. Some say the tower was not just for observing the stars, but also served as an altar to the heavens. Perhaps both are true. I would not say otherwise. In thy distant day, it's told that great assemblies, known as APEC meetings, shall be convened in Shinla's future capital, Gyeongju. The name is unfamiliar to me, but in that far-off future, upon this very ground, many nations shall come together to share wisdom. A wondrous and heartening thing, I say. And there, Cheomseongdae shall still be standing tall. If fate allows, go and stand before it. The spirit of those who once read the stars may still breathe quietly among its stones. From beneath the skies of Shinla, a humble subject.
Fueled by the popularity of K-pop and K-dramas, Korean education is another aspect that's getting global attention these days. Korea, or to be exact, the capital Seoul, is also serving as an education platform for the global rotation program of one of the world's most innovative universities, Minerva University. Now today, we are joined by Mike McGee, the president of Minerva University, to talk about the Minerva Seoul campus, innovative learning, and the future of education. Welcome, President McGee.
Welcome, Mr. McGee.
Thank you very much.
Happy to have you on the program. Now, first and foremost, please introduce to us Minerva University, and also how is it different from other universities, and also what brought you to Korea this time around?
Well, thank you very much. Minerva is a very young and very innovative university. In fact, we've been ranked #1 by the World University Rankings for Innovation for 4 consecutive years. And that's really for 2 reasons. One, we decided that young leaders need to have a global experience during their undergraduate education. And so all of our students study on 4 continents in 4 years, and they live in residential communities with students from dozens of other nations, and we treat that as an important part of the learning experience. Secondly, we've completely reimagined the classroom experience for higher education. And so we have no lectures at Minerva University. All of our students are in small seminars that are discussion-based, facilitated by expert faculty, and are connected to project-based learning that takes place all over the world in exciting cities from Seoul to Buenos Aires to Berlin to Hyderabad.
Wow.
That sounds very fascinating, actually. I wish I could have done my undergraduate at your university.
Maybe it's not too late.
Yes, I should do another undergraduate then. But can you please explain to us this global rotation program, and how does it work, and how effective is it for the students?
We think very effective, and we have 7 graduating classes at this point who have gone on to selective graduate school, to work in Fortune 500 companies and NGOs and governments around the world. So we think the Minerva model really works for talented young people in every nation. You spend your entire first year in San Francisco, learning our way of teaching and learning at Minerva University. And then in your next 3 years, you are actually in different cities around the world, in our residency halls with Minerva professors, faculty, and staff, but also taking our seminars on our virtual learning platform with students from all over the world. So when you're studying in Seoul at Minerva University, you can also be taking live classes at the same time with students in Taipei and San Francisco and Buenos Aires. That's an exciting thing because it keeps you connected to a global personal and professional network of learners as part of the learning experience.
Wow.
So very exciting, but also very convenient. So most of the classes are then online based?
Yes, they're on a virtual learning platform that was actually designed for our university from the very beginning. And it's designed to support our pedagogy, our way of teaching. So a faculty member, a professor at Minerva University, in every single class knows not only who is participating in that class, but knows a lot about the quality of their participation in the class so that they can prompt students with questions, encourage them to get involved in the discussion, share information right on that platform with students in order to support their learning. So it's a very lively discussion-based seminar model. And again, it's connected to projects. So Minerva University students have a real sense that they're learning every single class, every single day is relevant to the kind of problems that they are passionate about solving.
Sounds very exciting and interesting. Now, also, I can imagine that the Seoul campus or Seoul program is drawing a lot of attention these days on the back of the popularity of the Korean wave. And also, are there any aspects in regards to that boom of the K-wave that you are focused on during your visit right now in Seoul and also elsewhere in Korea, right?
Yes. Well, I mean, to me, as an outsider, as a U.S. resident, the K-wave is very intimately tied to Korean culture in general. And I think what we're experiencing around the world, and certainly in the U.S., is a deep fascination with Korean culture, every aspect of Korean culture. So that's exciting for us, and actually we've experienced that for over a decade now. When our students come from around the world to spend time in Seoul, they're deeply interested in Korean culture. They want to learn about culture, politics, the economy of Korea, the challenges with issues like climate change that are specific to the geography of Korea, obviously Korean food. All of those things I think are of great interest to the young people who come to Minerva. What we're most excited about now is imagining that Seoul and Korea in general can actually be a full ecosystem of Minerva learning, not just for our undergraduates, but for graduate students and in executive education, and even for high school students or middle school students who want to collaborate in this learning model over time. We've just built our first campus in Japan, in Tokyo, and those resources are allowing us to build this type of year-round ecosystem. That's exactly the kind of thing that I want to do in Seoul with the right philanthropic and government and corporate partners.
Right, that really sounds very intriguing.
Yes, and so the world is experiencing Korea through K-pop and K-dramas, of course. How do you see Hallyu as a learning asset for Minerva students?
Well, there's so many great opportunities for students to learn as part of a rotation in Seoul. Not only about Korean culture through narratives like you see in K-dramas and K-pop, but also because Korea is in such a unique position when it comes to global geopolitics, for instance. And because there's so much to learn from Korean history. As a incredibly resilient nation that's gone through many, many different phases in its history. So there's just rich opportunity to learn here, and so many exciting partners for us when it comes to things like project-based learning, for instance. We've built over almost a decade what we call civic partners across Korea, but especially in Seoul, who engage our students in complex projects, who offer our students internships, who help them to think about their own career pathways. So it's exactly the kind of learning environment and environment of partners that we seek out all over the world when we are planning to build Minerva programming.
And the Minerva education model is widely recognized as being very innovative. You have mentioned that before, but it's been also ranked as the top innovative university for the 4th consecutive year, and that is by the World University Rankings for Innovation. So do you believe your model has the potential to have some significant impact when it comes to collaborations with other Korean universities or maybe Korean companies?
I hope so. Last year, I was on stage with President Ryu of Seoul National University, and we both agreed that we would love to find ways to collaborate that are mutually beneficial. I think those types of collaborations are definitely possible. And whenever we build programming in a particular place, we want to be good members of that community. So anything we can do to help the education system in Korea, to partner with other universities, to partner with government, to innovate and improve the quality of education, we would love to do that.
I'd like to talk a little bit more about the students, actually. So what changes in students' values or culture do you feel most strongly these days? And also, what implications do these generational shifts, per se, have in terms of the direction of global education?
Well, I think 2 observations I would make is I think young people today are really seeking out learning communities that give them a deep sense of belonging. Because of technology, because of social media and social changes that are happening in many nations around the world, it's harder and harder for young people to have a real sense of community and belonging, and we give that to students at Minerva University. It's kind of surprising because we have students from over 100 nations, but when you live in residential life at Minerva, you build deep, lifelong bonds with your fellow classmates from across cultures around the world. So that's one thing that we notice. They're actually seeking out that sense of belonging when they choose a university for themselves. The second is they're increasingly anxious about what kind of jobs they're going to be able to have in the future. And this is another thing that I think we do exceptionally well. We ask students before they ever enroll at Minerva, what kind of problems are you passionate about solving? We help them think about their sense of purpose, the kinds of careers that they would be good at, the kind of skills that will help them to adapt to a changing workforce over the course of their long careers. And I think this does reassure young people that Minerva is a community that will help them for the rest of their lives to find work that is meaningful to them and helps them to support their families.
Wow.
I think that's very important because in such a fast-changing world these days with artificial intelligence and everything, it's really difficult to predict how the job market is going to look like in 10 years from now or 20 years from now. So I think it's very important to have that, strong, the university backing you up when it comes to your future. And last but not least, we actually want to ask you for a final message to Korean students and Korean parents or guardians, as well as everyone involved in education. Would there be a message that you would like to spread out? Maybe not just Korean educators and students, but to the world.
Well, I would say we believe strongly that the future of education is project-based and that it's global. And so we want many, many more Korean students, the most talented students in Korea, to continue to enroll in Minerva University. We are growing. So my goal is that many, many more talented Korean students will attend Minerva University over time. And if they do, they will have a community that stays with them for the rest of their lives to support their careers and all of their goals in life.
All right. Thank you very much. On that note, we want to say goodbye to you, President McGee. Thank you for joining us on the program and hope you have a wonderful time during the rest of your stay in Korea.
Thank you so much.
McGee.
And thank you, Walter. As always, we're going to see you here back soon.
See you very soon.
Thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on the Culture Wave for your daily dose of K-Culture issues.